caps for the Singing the Star Spangled Banner being performed tonight by Bob Butcher. Bob was born and raised in southwest Kansas, called Virginia home for the past 23 years, working as a realtor. He's been a member of the Arts Choral of Winchester since 2004. This is the year of our nation's 250th birthday. He's proud of his family service to the United States and the Civil War Union Army, WW1, World War I, U.S. Navy, and Royal Canadian Army in World War II, the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Army. An awful lot of service of our country in that family. Bob, whenever you're ready.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare and bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Bob. Did Tippy make it back? If not, Chris, you're the pinch thrower. Oh, there she comes.
Yeah, there you go. You're a little hot.
This is Pippi Henderson. She was a
The 2026 Strasburg Express are on the air from First Bank Park in Strasburg, Virginia. It is the 2026 Strasburg Express in the Valley Baseball League. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kyle Gutshaw. Glad to be with you here tonight as we get ready for a North Division matchup as the first place Purcellville Cannons are in town, coming in with a record of 10-4 to take on the Strasburg Express, entering with a season mark of 6-7. Both of these teams are on losing streaks. The Express have lost 3 in a row. The Cannons have lost 2 in a row. So an opportunity here tonight for one of these two teams to get back in the win column as we inch through the middle of May here in the 2026 Valley League season. Wyatt Shelley gets the baseball tonight for the Express. Shelley is a 6'3" right-hander from Webb, Alabama. And he will try to get Strasburg going from the mound tonight. In the lineup he will face tonight for the Purcellville Cannons. Leading off and playing left field, it's Ethan Acevedo. Batting second is Shen Inouye, the shortstop. Batting third is Anthony Fernandez, the right fielder. Cleanup man tonight, the DH, Thomas Marsala. Batting fifth is a former member of the Express, 2025 Valley League champion, Josh Ebay. Batting sixth is Seth Williams, the center fielder. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Eric Martinez. Batting eighth and doing the catching is Clint Seymour. And batting ninth, the second baseman tonight for the Cannons is Andrew Bell. Ryan Rushing is on the mound tonight for Purcellville, and we're about ready to get started on another beautiful night at the ballpark. Lower temperatures than usual at this time of the year, and we're enjoying them here in Strasburg. First pitch of the game is low for a ball at 7:03, and we are underway here tonight. Ethan Acevedo, the leadoff man. Shelley quickly ready. That is lined to second and called out there by Schwartz for the first out of the ball game.
Shortstop from Kansas State University, number 11, Shintaro Inoue.
Here's Shin Inoue, the shortstop. Inoue out of Kansas State University from Yamaguchi, Japan. The pitch. That's in there for a strike, 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Apologize, we're having an internet issue with our scoring program, so we're going to get that back up as soon as we can. Count is 0-2 to Shin Inoue with one out here in the first. The pitch, that's outside. And it is 1-2. Cannons 10-4, best record in the North Division. 1-2. Fastball misses high, 2-2. Cannons come in as one of the better hitting teams in the Valley League. As a team, they are hitting .285. And the man at the plate now, Inoue, hitting .375, and he swings and pops one up in the shallow left. Pop-ups have been a big issue for the Express as of late, but this one is no problem at all, as Haywood snags it for the second out here in the first inning.
Now batting the right fielder from St. Bonaventure, number 46, Anthony Fernandez.
Purcellville with a lot of familiar faces from last year's team that was really talented. This Purcellville team last year, they couldn't get past the Express, but many thought that the North Division Finals was pretty much the Valley League Championship because Purcellville and Strasburg were the best teams. That's a called strike, 0-1. Fernandez, another former Cannon, 0-1. That's outside. Shelley, a really quick worker as he gets the baseball, gets on the rubber, and works from the wind. 1-1 to Fernandez. Swinging a pop-up, left side again. There is some wind blowing tonight, giving it a look as Waldrop. It's out of play. And the count is 1-2. Fernandez comes in hitting .406, 13 for 32 with a home run and 7 runs driven in. These two teams have split the first two games of the year. Strasburg mercy ruled the Cannons here the first time they played, and then the second time the Cannons turned around and nearly mercy ruled the Express. That's a foul back. And speaking of the mercy, Strasburg this week coming off of 2 consecutive mercy rule losses before they fell last night 5-3. 1-2, swinging a pop-up foul, which is unprecedented for the Express to typically to ever lose a game on the mercy rule once, much less twice in a row. Called strike 3 on Fernandez as Shelley gets the strikeout looking, and a quick first inning as the Cannons go 1-2-3. Strasburg coming to bat for the first time. They'll face Ryan Rushing when we return here on the Strasburg Express Baseball Network. We go to the bottom of the first. Left-hander Ryan Rushing on the mound for Purcellville. Rushing 5'10", out of Florida Gulf Coast University from Bradenton, Florida. In the lineup he will face tonight for Strasburg. Leading off and playing center, it's KJ Jabeth. Batting second is Sam Brown, the first baseman. Batting third, Marshall McGowan, the DH. Cleanup man tonight for Strasburg, the left fielder, Caden Haywood. First pitch to KJ is grounded softly to second. Bell with an easy play. One up, one down on one pitch. Colton Schwartz, the second baseman, bats fifth. Batting sixth is Baylor Roberts, the shortstop. Batting seventh, Tanner Waldrop, the third baseman. Batting eighth and doing the catching is Andrew Stanson. And batting ninth and playing right, it is Paul Osting. Numbers on the year for Ryan Rushing. This is his second start of the year, third appearance overall. He's now gone 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts. Pitch to Brown, just misses, ball one. Strasburg's hitting has been falling as of late. Their team batting average down to 266, but Sam Brown, the hitter at the plate, is hitting .452. 14 for 31. Still looking for his first home run. That takes that one up, 2-0. Sam Brown out of Gulf Coast State College out of Waverly Hall, Georgia. 6-foot left-hander, 230, and he's in a hitter's count, 2-0 against the left-hander Ryan Rushing. The pitch. That's in the dirt, 3-0. Dimensions here at the ballpark, 300 feet down the left and right field lines. And to center, 365. We want to thank everyone for joining us tonight, watching on Facebook or YouTube. Seems like more and more people are preferring to watch on YouTube, which makes sense because you can pull the game up on your TV or any other smart device. Much easier than Facebook. 3-0 to Brown in there for a strike. Sam Brown has also drawn 12 walks this year, leads the team in that number by at least double, and he also has been hit twice. 3-1. And that is a strike. I know the umpire, I don't know if he thought he was ringing him up there, and then he ended up just calling strike two. A lot of familiar faces on this Purcellville team. You look up and down this roster, almost 50% of it is from last year, which is pretty tough to do in this current baseball climate. 3-2, and Brown takes just off the plate, ball four. So he draws yet another walk, and the Express have their first base run of the game here in the bottom of the first.
Number 22, Marshall.
Well, here comes some big boppers and right-handers for the Express. The DH, Marshall McGowan, stepping up. McGowan hitting .400 with a home run and 8 runs driven in, also a couple of doubles. 6'2" ready, 235 out of Western Carolina University. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got the fastball by him. He was tardy, 0-1. Got a North Division matchup here. Purcellville first in the North. They've got a lead over Newmarket of half a game. Excuse me, a game and a half. 0-1. Inside. Strasburg still in third place with a 6-7 record, and that just shows this year not a lot of dominance from anyone. Obviously, Purcellville with one of the better records, and then Waynesboro and Stanton at 10-3 and 10-4. But it's a logjam right now. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string, got him to go after the changeup. It's 1-2. Defense tonight behind the starting pitcher Rushing. Acevedo's in left, Williams in center. And Fernandez is in right, Martinez at third. Inaway at short, Bell at second, eBay at first, and Seymour behind the plate. Rushing checks the runner at first, looks over there again and deals. Inside again, trying to crowd him, and it's 2-2. Express coming off of another loss last night where they led the game early and couldn't hold on to it. Led in that game. They led the night before against Newmarket before getting mercy ruled. And then here against Harrisonburg, they had a lead early in the game, couldn't hold it, and got mercy ruled. 2-2 now to Marshall McGowan. Swing and a foul out of play. And the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Other games around the Valley League tonight. Culpeper's at Covington. Harrisonburg travels to Waynesboro. Stanton and Front Royal from the Bing. Newmarket's at Charlottesville. And Winchester is in Woodstock. 2-2 again to the right-handed DH Marshall McGowan. And that's high on the breaking ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Express with an opportunity today and then tomorrow to get on a little bit of a roll. They've got this game tonight, obviously. They've got to finish the suspended game tomorrow. That's a 6 o'clock start from Front Royal before the regularly scheduled game at 7. 3-2, runner goes. The pitch is inside, ball 4. And back-to-back walks here with 1 out in the first inning, and it brings up Caden Haywood, the left fielder.
Also from Western Carolina University, number 15.
Haywood also from Western Carolina University. Caden is a 6'6", 255-pound right-hander out of Harrisburg, North Carolina. And an RBI opportunity here in the bottom of the first after a couple of 1-out walks to Sam Brown and Marshall McGowan. Haywood hitting .353 with a home run and 12 runs driven in. Rushing deals. Breaking ball, that's going to find the outside, 0-1. Purcellville enters with a team ERA of 5.57, and again the starter Ryan Rushing enters with a 2.70 ERA. Opponents are hitting just .217 against him. 0-1. Runners go. The pitch is swung on and missed. Throw down to second, not in time. So for whatever reason, Seymour throws down to second. And looks like McGowan might have ripped his pants. Yeah, his right leg, they're now ripped. Hopefully those aren't any of the new pants. So a stolen base, or stolen bases for Brown and McGowan. Strasburg being aggressive there. And now second and third, 1 out, but a 0-2 count. Haywood awaiting the pitch. Swing and a line drive over the Cannons dugout, foul.
Please return all foul balls to the train station and you can pick up the free spot.
So Rushing, who entered this game 6 and 2/3. He had only walked 2 men. And he's already walked 2 through a third of an inning here. 0-2 to Haywood. Check swing, he went around, and the ball can't be found. Throw has to come down to first. eBay comes off the base, and he's safe at first. A big break there for the Express, and good hustle by Haywood. The throw down from Seymour was not in time. It drew eBay off the base on the drop third strike.
Now batting the second baseman from the University of Florida, number 47, Colton Schwartz.
So the bases are now loaded for Schwartz. D2KS. 1-0 the count to Colton Schwartz from the University of Florida. Base is full. Rushing delivers. That's inside, 2-0. So again, Haywood was struck out on a good pitch. It was a breaking ball. He couldn't lay off of it. And then Seymour had some trouble finding it, but still had plenty of time to make the throw down to first. And for whatever reason, he just couldn't throw it on the line. Brought eBay off, and the bases are full. So it'll be scored as a strikeout and an E2.
712-4422. 712-4422.
And now a visit to the mound here for the Cannons as they try to get Ryan Rushing back on track. All right, so kind of unusual there. A visit mid-count, 2-0 with the bases full. Colton Schwartz, as I mentioned, the batter out of the University of Florida, out of Jupiter, 6'1" righty, 200. Schwartz looking to get going at the plate. That's low, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes now to Schwartz. And that finds the inside corner. Looking back at previous games, Schwartz, yeah, he was 3 for 5. Not sure what's going on with their, oh, that could be, yep, that's the incomplete game. Exactly. So the stats are out in Jupiter right now. Swinging a ground ball to short, could be 2. Going to second, back to first, double play. And that's been the way things have been going for the Express. They load them up with 1 out and can't get anything on the board. No score, we're 3-1 and off to the second. We're back after this. We go to the top of the second. Strasburg squandering a great opportunity in the bottom of the first. And we go to the top of the second. 4-5-6, Thomas Marsala, Josh eBay, and Seth Williams. First pitch from Wyatt Shelley is in there. Strike 1. Marsala from Northwestern State out of Monroe, Louisiana. Swing and a miss. I think Monroe, Louisiana is home of Duck Dynasty, if I'm not mistaken. 0-2 the count. Shelley quickly ready and deals, and a swing and a drive to right, backing up a step or two and making the catch out there is Osting. There's 1 out, and here comes the former Strasburg Express and Valley League champion Josh eBay.
Boston University wearing number 36, and welcome back home to Josh eBay.
So eBay returns back to Strasburg and steps in for the first time here tonight as Shelley's been looking down the barrel ready to deal, and here it comes. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball, 0-1. That misses. One ball, one strike. And that Bats in there at the knees, 1 and 2. eBay, not a ton of at-bats to this point. Got here late, hitting .250. Does have a double, a home run, and 5 runs driven in just 5 games. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on a breaking ball, and eBay's down on strikes. 2 outs here in the second inning.
From West Virginia University, number 24, Seth Williams.
And it brings up a Mountaineer. Seth Williams, the center fielder from West Virginia. Williams awaits. Swing, and that fouls off of himself in the box. It's 0-1. Williams out of Galveston, Texas, 6'5", 200 pounds. Enters hitting .319. This is his 13th start of the year. And he lines it to first. Sam Brown there to make the catch. And that will do it in the top of the second. Cannons go 1-2-3 again. We go to the bottom of the second. Strasburg will send up Roberts, Waldrop, and Stanson when we return. Baylor Roberts leads off for Strasburg as we go to the last of the second. Roberts, Waldrop, and Stanson against the lefty Ryan Rushing, who got out of a bases-loaded one-out jam in the first. Baylor Roberts awaits, and that misses. Baylor was named the North Division Hitter of the Week and has continued to play a really good shortstop and swing the bat well. He's out of UAB, the University of Alabama, Birmingham, out of Baldwin, Mississippi. 1-0 the count. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Express drew a couple of walks in the first, stole a couple of bases, reached on an error, but hit into a double play. 1-1 from Rushing. That is off the hands foul. 23 pitches in the first inning for Ryan Rushing. Pitching's been a problem for a lot of teams around the league this year, and as of late, defense has been a problem for the Express. Pop flies, some of which aren't necessarily scored in error, but should be caught, have come back to be costly the last couple of games. 1-2. Breaking ball misses off the plate, 2-2. No score here, bottom of the second, Strasburg and Purcellville. Cannons have lost 2 in a row. Strasburg 3 in a row. 2-2, fouled away again. Cannons had won 9, I believe it was 9 in a row. Went on a heck of a run after starting off a little bit slow, including the game where they got absolutely beat into the ground here. 2-2 again to Baylor Roberts. And that's a called strike 3 at the knees, and there's one out in the second. Brings up the third baseman, Tanner Waldrop.
University, number 20, Tanner Waldrop.
Waldrop from Auburn. .61 left-hander. Facing the left-handed pitcher here and rushing. That's ball one. Waldrop enters hitting $182. Of course, not counting the Front Royal game stats. That's a breaking ball in there. Seen a lot of all-speed stuff so far from Ryan Rushing. Strasburg with a great chance in that first inning. Unusual for him to walk 2 men, especially in the same inning. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. 1-2. And Waldrop takes off the plate a little bit, 2-2. Two, wave and a miss. And there are 2 outs here in the second.
The catcher from Florida Gulf Coast, number 16, Andrew Stanson.
And with 2 outs here in the second inning, it brings up Andrew Stanson, the catcher. Stanson from Florida Gulf Coast University, 6'2", 205. And he swings and grounds one to short. Shin in away, fields and throws to first in time, and a putrid effort for the Express in the bottom of the second. They go 1-2-3, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. And we're off to the third. No score here from First Bank Park. Off to the third we go from Strasburg. Cannon send up 7, 8, 9. Eric Martinez, Clint Seymour, and Andrew Bell as Wyatt Shelley back to the rubber for inning number 3 for the Express. And he is ready to roll. His first pitch is a breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-1. Eric Martinez, the leadoff man here in this third inning. Eric out of North Central Texas College. And he's quickly behind 0-2. Martinez hails from Orlando, Florida, 6-foot right-hander, 200 pounds. Oh, 2. Check swing. Did he go? We're going to appeal here. No appeal. And okay, 1-2. Looks like he went all the way around from this vantage point. 1-2 is down and away, 2-2. Martinez hitting .241, 7 for 29, 5 runs scored. He has a double, 4 runs driven in. 2-2, grounded foul, third base line. And the count holds at 2-2. Shelley entering this inning with just 22 pitches, 17 of the 22 for strikes. That's a little bit off the plate, and the count's full, 3-2. Cannon's looking for their first base runner of the game, and that is hit in the air. He got under it. Haywood there and makes the catch. And that's the first out of the third inning, and it brings up the catcher, Clint Seymour.
Now batting the catcher from Louisiana Tech, number 12, Clint Seymour.
Seymour out of Louisiana Tech from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, 6'2", left-hander, 205. And he swings and drills one to right. That's going to be down. And let's see, Paul Osting gets it. He fires it into second, and he is safe on a bang-bang play. A heck of a throw from Osting as Seymour didn't slide into second, and the tag applied quickly by Roberts. And it looked really close from up here, but he's called safe. And a lesson there for Seymour to start sliding into the base. That was a heck of a throw from Paul Osting in right field, right on the money. And when you don't slide on those, it almost came back to bite him, but called safe. Here's Andrew Bell, and he takes a strike, 0-1. I mean, that was a laser from Osting. So first hit of the game goes to the Cannons and the catcher, Clint Seymour. Andrew Bell in a 0-1 count. And he chops one to third. Fielded there by Waldrop. Catcher Seymour holds it second as Brown holds onto the bag at first. There are 2 outs. And back to the top of the lineup. Here comes Ethan Acevedo, the left fielder.
Left fielder, number 8, Ethan Acevedo.
Didn't have much time to talk about Ethan his first time up. He's a 5'8" left-hander from the Rams of Virginia Commonwealth University. Hails from Monroe, New York. Batting here with a man at second and 2 outs. And Shelley misses outside for ball 1. Chopped to first. Brown will wait. He will field, and he will hustle to the bag, beating the runner Acevedo, and that will do it in the top of the third. The Cannons pick up a 1-out double, but a heck of a job by Wyatt Shelley working around it, and we go to the bottom of the third. 9-1-2 for Strasburg when we return here on the Express Baseball Network. No score after 3. Paul Osting leads off for Strasburg as we go to the last of the third. Osting, the right fielder, and the switch hitter awaits the pitch. That's fouled back, 0-1.
Don't forget to redeem your donut.
Osting out of Western Illinois University, out of Louisville, Kentucky, 6-foot righty.
Waiting for you.
Switch hitter, I should say, 200 pounds. Osting looking to get the Express going here in the bottom of the third inning. The pitch from Rushing. Inside, nearly got him, 1-1. Well, while we have a second, let's go over the hit by pitch report entering tonight's game. First for the Purcellville Cannons. The Cannons on the season have hit a total of 16 batters. And the Express on the season have hit a total of 22 batters. 1-1. Swinging a line drive down the right field line, and it's a base hit. Fernandez getting to it quickly, and the left-hander fires in and holding Osting to a single, but a good start to the inning for Paul and the Express.
Center fielder, number 19, KJ Jabez.
Well, the thing you had to worry about there if you're Osting is Fernandez is a left-handed thrower, so he was ready when he picked it up to just come up firing. He wasn't going to have to spin around, and granted the throw was not a great one. He probably would have been the second if he would have slid, that's for sure. All right, here's KJ Jabeth, the center fielder, grounded out to second on one pitch, his first time up. And check swing, looked like he held. It's 1-0. And now they say he went around. KJ trying to get his bat going, has dealt with some ankle issues early in this season after getting injured standing at first base. Osting shrinks his lead a little bit. No, KJ's hit by a pitch. So add that to the total of this season's Cannons hit by pitches. That is now
Number 25, Sam Brown.
number 22. Correction, just said it. Number 17. So the Express first and second, nobody out. And Sam Brown to the plate. He walked his first time up and stole a base. 2-1, nobody out. Lefty Rushing sets and deals. Breaking ball high, ball one. Rushing at 41 pitches, 23 of those for strikes. One-0 to the dangerous left-hander, Sam Brown. That's in there at the knees, 1-1. Both teams with one hit apiece. Purcellville with an error back in the first inning. Runner from second goes, that is swung on and driven into right. It's down for a base hit. Fernandez coming up, firing to the plate. Throw not in time. It gets away, and the runners move up. Excuse me, one runner. Yeah, good backup back there by Rushing. So the run comes in to score on the hit and run. KJ to third, RBI single for Sam Brown, and the Express lead it 1-0 here in the third.
Number 22, Marshall McGowan.
Good piece of hitting there from Sam Brown against the left-hander, taking it pull side into right field. So first and third, nobody out, and here's Marshall McGowan, the DH. He walked his first time up. And he takes down and away, ball one. One-0. Fouled back. So it'll be a throwing error on Fernandez that allowed the runner to move up to third. So that's the second error of the night on Purcellville. One. And that's high. 2 balls and a strike now. So a single to lead off by Paul Osting. Hit by a pitch of KJ Jabeth. RBI single for Sam Brown with a throwing error. First and third, nobody out. 2-1 count for Marshall McGowan. Caden Haywood, Marshall's college teammate, awaiting on deck. 2-1 is inside. Nearly got him. 3-1 now. Three one misses, ball 4. And the bases are loaded with nobody out for the Express. And we'll be right back. All right, base is full, nobody out. Here's Haywood. And he swings and fouls it off. Count is 0-1. Oh, 1 is in the dirt. One to Caden Haywood. That's low, 2-1. Three balls, 1 strike to Caden Haywood. The pitch. Swinging a line drive into center field. That's going to be down for a base hit. And it's going to be kicked around a little bit, and the runners are going to move up. Here's the throw to the plate. It's cut off, sort of. 2-run score. You've got a fielding error out there in center that allowed the runners to move up again. And the Express now lead it 3-0 here in the bottom of the third.
27, Colton Schwartz.
Football games, we tried to find our man, and we tell him he made the tackle.
All right, Colton Schwartz to the batter's box here. Pitching change in the bottom of the third. Strasburg up 3-0. Runners at second and third, and we've got an appeal play after a pitching change. Not sure what that's all about, but okay. All right, new pitcher. Jareth Yaziel Pika out of El Paso Community College is taking over here in the bottom of the third. So he will take over for Ryan Rushing, who goes 2+ innings here tonight. Wasn't helped by his defense, that's for sure. Pika behind 1-0 to Colton Schwartz. That's outside. Numbers on the year for Pika. He enters with an ERA of 12.38. He's gone 8 innings, 7 hits, 12 runs, 11 earned. He's walked 7, struck out 12, and he's hit 2. So he will try to right the ship here for the Cannons in the bottom of the third inning. Colton Schwartz with a double play his last time up. It went 6-4-3 to end the first inning. 2-0 from Pika. That's outside, 3-0. So 2 errors so far this inning for the Cannons. 1 in center and 1 in right. Schwartz will be taken all the way here, 3-0. And that's not close, ball 4. So Schwartz is aboard, and the bases are juiced. Nobody out for Baylor Roberts, the shortstop.
Baylor Roberts.
Roberts out of UAB. I think you have to be patient here if you're Strasburg. You don't want to help Pika out, give him a potential double play ball or give him any momentum. Got to make him throw strikes. So far, 4 out of the zone. First pitch. That's high, ball 1. Still looking to find the zone. Runners at second and third are the responsibility of Ryan Rushings. One-zero, wave and a miss. Looked like Roberts was out in front, 1-1. So Rushing goes 2+ innings, allows 3 hits. So far, 3 runs. And he walked 3, struck out 1, hit a couple. 1-1. Wave, breaking ball, and that's generous, but called a strike. After he hasn't been able to find the zone, he throws the breaking ball and gets the call on the outer part of the outside corner. So that's a big count swing. Instead of 2-1, it's 1-2. Check swing on that, a similar pitch. This time it was further down and away. This time he checks it. First base umpire says he did not go, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Roberts with Tanner Waldrop, the third baseman, on deck. Two-two, again, that similar pitch doesn't get the call this time. And I think, the Cannons got it 2 pitches ago. They didn't get it that time, but they shouldn't have had it the last time. That's part of the issue. It's not a bad pitch. I mean, it's on the outer part, but it's just not a strike. Payoff pitch here, 3-2. Swing and a miss. And Roberts goes down on strikes, and there's 1 out.
Third baseman, number 20, Tanner Waldrop.
He knew the fastball was coming. He just couldn't get a piece of it. Well, now Waldrop to bat. He struck out swinging his last time up. Again, Strasburg left 2 on in the first inning, and they've got the bases full here with now 1 out. Really got to cash in against good teams, and that's something the Express just haven't done as of late. Swing and a miss. And now Pika's got the momentum, 0-1. Express haven't had what feels like a big hit in a long time. That skips to the plate. Seymour with a nice block. Remember last time the Cannons played here and it was the big blowout. Seymour was behind the plate and he was getting beat to shreds trying to block the ball all night long, and he worked his butt off back there, and he's back there again tonight. But he doesn't like to slide. He didn't slide last time he was here either on his hits. 1-1. Waldrop hits it into right field. That's down for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score, and a big knock there from the Strasburg third baseman, driving in 2 to make it 5-0 here in the bottom of the third. Tanner Waldrop from Auburn drives in McGowan and drives in Haywood. 5-run outburst here for the Express.
Now batting the catcher, number 16, Andrew Stanson.
Schwartz moves to second. And here's the catcher, Andrew Stanson, who grounded out to short his first time up. 5 runs in this inning, and trying to add more are the Express. Pika sets and deals. Breaking ball high, ball 1. "14 pitches now for Pika out of the bullpen through a third of an inning. He's thrown 5 pitches for strikes. 1-0. Stanson takes a strike at the knees. Still waiting for Andrew to try to get going. He, for example, the other night in Newmarket, he barreled up several baseballs and didn't have anything to show for it. Baseball's a tough game like that sometimes, but he's had some well-hit balls this year. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Goes after the breaking ball off the plate. Stanson, the only member of the Express that had not hit yet in this third inning. Paul Osting is on deck, who led off with a single. Typically in innings where you see teams hit around, the first man makes the first out. Stanson lays off this time, and the ball goes pinballing away from Seymour, ricocheting behind everybody to the backstop, and runners move up to second and third now on the wild pitch. So now a base hit from Stanson, or even something in the air, could give the Express another inning. The corner, or another run. Corner eBay at first is going to play a little bit in front of the bag. Third baseman Martinez the same. 2-2, foul ball.
Please return all foul balls to the train station. In exchange, you'll get a free spot.
Right-hander Pika from the stretch. Swing and a miss, the ball gets away. Let's see if Seymour makes the throw down this time. He does, throws there, and Stanson unable to get the job done. 2 outs here in the third. So the Express will indeed hit around as Paul Osting will come up again.
Right fielder, number 10, Paul Osting.
Osting led off the inning with a base hit to right his first time, first time up. Osting, wave and a miss, 0-1. Five runs on 4 hits here in this inning for Strasburg, 0-1. Osting takes in the dirt, and Seymour has to chest one up again. Glad he's not wearing the white catcher's gear that the catcher from Harrisonburg was wearing the other night. It would not be very white after some of these pitches that he's had to block up so far tonight. Pika takes a deep breath and deals, and Osting fouls it back behind us. And the count is now 1-2. Purcellville will have the heart of their lineup up. Inouye, Fernandez, and Marsala in the top of the 4th inning. 5 runs on the line of rushing. And Osting takes a little bit inside. Purcellville's dugout wanting it again. They didn't get it. 2-2. Paul Osting, the 9-hole hitter, hit a walk-off in the Valley League Championship Series last year, Game 1, to win it for the Express. And he just gets a piece of this one as it ricochets back, nearly gets the umpire in the back of the head. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes, making Pika work here to get these 3 outs. He's over 20 pitches. Schwartz at third, Waldrop at second. SEC out there on base. 2-2. And a strike 3 called on the outside corner. Osting didn't like it, and that'll do it here in the bottom of the third. Strasburg 5 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2 men on, and we go to the fourth. Strasburg leading 5-0. We go to the top of the fifth. Shintaro Inoue leads off. And grounded to first. Brown stays down on it. He's going to have to hustle to the bag, and he just beats Shintaro to the base for the first out. 3 unassisted, and there's 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. One up, 1 down. Here's Anthony Fernandez, the right fielder, struck out looking his first time up. And that's fouled away. Cannon's wearing their pajama-like uniforms tonight. They've got the pinstripe. They've got the maroon tops and bottoms. White pinstripes, white lettering and numbering. 0-1. Swinging a softly hit grounder to short. Roberts charges, sets, throws, and got him at first. 2 quick outs for the right-hander Wyatt Shelley here in the top of the 4th inning, and it brings up Thomas Marsala, the DH. Marsala lined out to right field his only time up.
DH number 31, Thomas Marsala.
Cannons have really done a nice job at their home ballpark of bringing in positive and lively environment. A lot of fans, a lot of interactive things to do. They brought good talent. The Cannons have become one of the better teams in the North Division, a big competitor to the Express over the last several years. A lot of credit to what they've done and bringing baseball to Purcellville. 1-0 is in there for a strike from Shelley. Marsala didn't like it, but it's a strike, 1-1. Josh eBay, the first baseman, struck out swinging his first time up. He's waiting on deck. 1-1. That's in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. 41 pitches for Shelley. 30 of those for strikes. He works from the wind. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and driven to left field, backing Haywood up. He makes a running catch. And another line out for Marsala. And another 1-2-3 inning for the Cannons. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Strasburg leading 5-0. Top of the lineup, due up. Here's KJ Jabeth leading off in the top, check that bottom of the fourth. 1-2-3, Jabeth, Brown, and McGowan due up for the Strasburg Express, facing the right-hander Pika. That's in the dirt. I'll try his first name one more time here. Jareth Zale Pika. Definitely trying. 2 balls, no strikes. That's high, 3-0. Final line for the starter, the left-hander Rushing. He went 2 innings, 2+ innings, 3 hits, 5 runs. They were all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 1. 3-0 here to KJ, and that's right down the chute for a strike, 3-1. Earlier in the day, and especially earlier in the week, they were calling for temperatures and to be in the mid-80s at game time, but that did not happen. That pitch is a little bit up, and ball 4, leadoff walk to start the 4th inning.
First baseman, number 25, Sam Brown.
And here's Sam Brown. Brown has been on twice tonight, walked in the first, stole a base. 3rd inning, RBI single, scored a run. Brown now facing a right-hander, and Pika takes or delivers, and that misses. 1-0. 5-0 our score, last of the fourth inning, nobody out. And KJ is going to be picked off. Had him leaning, and he's in a rundown, and he's out. So the base running blunders continue for Strasburg. It has been a common theme this season for Strasburg. So he is caught stealing, or I guess picked off. 1, 3, 6. So 1 out now for Brown. And he swings and hits it up the middle, moving to his left, and away, throw to first in time. And away, heck of a defensive shortstop out there. And there are 2 outs. So Brown is finally retired tonight.
Batting number 22, Marshall McGowan.
And it brings Marshall McGowan to the plate. McGowan 0 for 0 tonight. 2 plate appearances, 2 walks, a run scored, and a stolen base. That's up and in. Sound like it hit him. 1-0. One O's grounded foul. Oh my, 1-1 is called a strike. That's been called a couple of times tonight, but it's not necessarily there. 1-2. Not much a right-hand hitter is going to do trying to swing at that. Peak is 1-2. Goes back to it again, and McGowan has to swing at it. Fouls it away. And we'll do it again at 1-2. And that is grounded to short and away. Smooth as silk out there, makes the play. 1, 2, 3. After the leadoff walk, the pick off, the ground out, and yet another ground out. And that will do it in the fourth. Strasburg 5, Purcellville nothing. We go to the fifth. We're back after this. Welcome back to Strasburg. Kyle Gutshaw with you from First Bank Park here on the 18th of June in 2026. Strasburg leading Purcellville 5-0. And Josh eBay leads off for the Cannons. It'll be eBay, Williams, and Martinez against the righty Wyatt Shelley. And the first pitch is grounded to short on the backhand from the hole. Long throw to first is not in time. And an infield single for Josh eBay. A heck of an effort out there by Roberts, trying to come across and make the long off-balance throw. But a leadoff single, and the Cannons have their second hit of the game here coming in this top of the fifth inning. And it brings Seth Williams to the plate. He lined out to first his only time up. So eBay not wasting any time, just like Shelley hasn't tonight. And Shelley will have to get in the stretch here. Just 43 pitches, the pitch. Swinging a ground ball first base side, that's foul. And the count is 0-1. Again, a tip of the cap to Josh eBay. Had a heck of a season for the Express last summer out of Stephen F. Austin State. Stayed from start to finish, which you don't see much anymore. 0-1. Williams takes in the dirt, blocked nicely by Andrew Stanson, 1-1. Do have some throwing going on down in the Express bullpen, but I think you'd try to let Shelley go as long as he can. That is popped up, left side. Waldrop giving it a look. It's out of play. Right near the train station. And now toward the parking lot. Count is now 1-2 to Seth Williams from West Virginia. And a check to first. eBay's practically standing on the base. Really has no lead at all. Shelley deals. That's low, 2-2. Williams the batter with Eric Martinez waiting on deck. Two inside, 3-2. Payoff pitch coming up with eBay at first and nobody out in the top of the fifth. Big lead at first for eBay, the pitch. And that is ball four. First walk of the game, Shelley not happy. And that's a big call there, as now the Cannons have first and second and nobody out for Martinez. Shelley has been so good so far.
Third baseman, number 5, Eric Martinez.
Infield single and then a 3-2 close pitch that's called ball four for now Martinez, who flew out to left. He's showing bunt here, and he pulls back and takes in the dirt, ball one. Strasburg Shelley trying not to unravel here in this fifth inning, trying to get through 5. Again, he's just at 40, make it now 50 pitches. 1-0. That skips to the plate, and 2-0. Might be a good idea to go out and talk to the pitcher. And Stanson, Kyle Demey, the pitching coach, going to go out and talk to the righty Wyatt Shelley as he is trying to work through here in this fifth inning. So while they talk, we will step away and be right back. Meeting at the mound is over. 2-0 count, nobody out in the top of the fifth. Wyatt Shelley has been really good so far trying to get through this fifth inning. The 2-0 is up and in, 3-0. So the Express are inching closer to potential damage here. Clint Seymour, the catcher, really good hitter on deck in the 8-hole. 3-0. And that's in there, top of the zone. Taken all the way there was Martinez, 3-1. And ball 4. Base is full, nobody out now for the Cannons, and here comes Seymour, the catcher.
The catcher, number 12, Clint Seymour.
All this started with an infield single by eBay, then walk on Williams on a 3-2 close pitch, and then really not all that close to Martinez walking him, and that's going to be it for Shelley. So he's done after 4+, and he's in trouble, and the Express are in trouble. Base is full, nobody out here. Heck of a start for the Express from the right-hander Shelley, and they'll be going to the bullpen, and we'll tell you about the new arm after this. New pitcher for Strasburg in a tough spot. Base is full, nobody out, top of the 5th. It's the right-hander Daniel Jacobs, and he'll face the 8-hitter Clint Seymour, who doubled on a rope his last time up. The bases are loaded. All 3 runners are the responsibility of Shelley. The pitch is outside, ball 1. Shelley, 4+ innings, 2 hits tonight. Two strikeouts, couple of walks. 1-0 to Seymour. That's in there for a strike. Good velocity on the fastball from the right-hander Jacobs out of Lackawanna. 6'5", 230 out of Westchester, Pennsylvania. Seymour, the catcher from Louisiana Tech. That skips, and here comes eBay, and he is safe. eBay doesn't slide, and just like that, it's 5-1. So wild pitch brings in the run, and yeah, eBay hesitated and doesn't have great speed. He should have been out at the plate, but just how things are going this. 2-1 now with runners at second and third. 5-1 the score. Fouled away. That got the catcher's mitt, I thought. Batter didn't point anything out, so I guess. Yeah. 2-2 now to Seymour with the second baseman Andrew Bell on deck. Jacobs, the righty from the stretch, and the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Runner thought about coming home. 3-2 now. Full count now. Three-two to Seymour. And fouled back. That bat will continue. So a single, infield single, then a walk, another walk, and a wild pitch has brought in a run here for the Cannons. And this has been happening too often for the Express, where it turns into a walk party and many runs are given away for nothing. 3-2 and ball four. Three consecutive walks now. Bases are loaded again. Nobody out. And here's Andrew Bell, the second baseman. Strasburg hadn't walked a man until this fifth inning. Now 3 in a row. Pitch is chopped back to the mound. Throw to the plate in time. Good play there by the pitcher. Jacobs coming off the mound, just getting enough on his throw to the plate to Stanson for the force out. Nice play there by the pitcher. Daniel Jacobs score at 1-3 for the first out of the inning on a little tapper back to the mound. Not an easy play at all. So Williams is forced out at the plate, 1-3. Everybody else moves up 90 feet. Here's Acevedo. He's 0 for 2 with a line out and a ground out to first. Swing and a miss. Jacobs blows the fastball by him. A 1. Swing and a miss again. Cheddar by him, 0-2. Don't think you go to anything but that fastball again here if you're Jacobs. Don't want to speed his bat up and give him a chance to get a hold of a breaking ball. 0-2. That skips to the plate and the run's coming home. Nobody's covering, and it's 5-2. Everybody moves up again. Still just one hit in the inning, but 2 wild pitches, 3 walks. Now a base hit can make this a 1-run game. One-two's fouled back. Another healthy hack there from Martinez. Strasburg threw some of their higher leverage arms last night in hopes of winning the game in Waynesboro, and of course, we know that didn't work out. One-two. Breaking ball swung on and foul tipped into the glove, and a big strikeout there for Jacobs. And there are 2 outs here in the 5th inning. And it brings up a tough out in Shintaro Inoue. Inaway is never easy to get out, and the scary thing for Strasburg right now is he's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Inaway from Kansas State University. The pitch. That's in there at the bottom of the zone for a strike. Shintaro didn't like it. 0-1. 2 runs here in this 5th inning so far for Purcellville. They've cut the lead down to 3 for Strasburg. Daniel Jacobs in for relief. 0-1. Breaking ball way up and away. 1-1.
Jareth Ziel.
1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled back, 1-2. One, two coming up to Inaway. Shortstop and the 2-hitter in this Purcellville lineup. Jacob sets and delivers. And he swats it away, foul. Emergency hack there. And the at-bat will continue. One, two. And that is line foul down the third base line. Scores around the league tonight. Bottom of the 7th, Covington is leading Culpeper 6-2. Top of the 4th, Waynesboro leading Harrisonburg 9-7. Bottom of the 5th, Charlottesville leading Newmarket 4-3. Top of the 5th, Stanton leading Front Royal 6-1. And bottom of the 5th, Woodstock leading Winchester 5-4. 1-2 again to Inaway. And a swing and a miss. He got him. Strasburg limits the damage to 2 wild pitches and walks. Costly in that half inning, but the Cannons unable to fully cash in on it. And it looks like Pika coming back to the mound for the bottom of the 5th when we return. Jerziel Pika starts the bottom of the 5th inning, and his first pitch is a strike to Caden Haywood, 0-1. Haywood is 1 for 2 tonight, struck out, reached on an E2 his first time up, single with 2 RBIs last time, and he's quickly behind 0-2 to Pika. So it'll be 4, 5, 6, Haywood, Schwartz, and Roberts as the Express look to answer back. 2 runs in the top of the inning by the Cannons. 0-2, struck him out. 3 pitches. And there's 1 out here in the 5th.
Second baseman, number 47, Colton Schwartz.
Well, one challenge tonight for the Express is can they score in more than 1 inning? That has been the Achilles heel this year, where they have 1 inning, and after that, nothing. Scored 5 in the bottom of the 3rd. That's what they have so far. Schwartz hammers one to left but foul. He was out in front. Would have been extra bases. He's 0 for 1 tonight, grounded into a double play in the 1st, walked and was stranded at 3rd in the 3rd. Jairziel Pika coming in relief in the 3rd inning for Ryan Rushing, who lasted just 2+ innings, gave up 5 runs. 0-1, that's laced down the left field line. That's also a foul ball. Closer than the previous pitch, but still foul. And one thing that hasn't changed about the game of baseball are the fair lines down 1st and 3rd. So now Schwartz behind 0-2. And that is popped up. Shallow left. And Acevedo makes the catch, 2 outs. 2 up, 2 down now, and here's Baylor Roberts. He struck out a couple of times tonight.
Shortstop, number 9, Baylor Roberts.
Pika looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. And that's a strike. Tell you, Pika, his first few batters, he did not look locked in at all. And since then, he has been right around the zone. Strasburg has not really come that close. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Well, this is not the response that you would want if you're the Express after long top of the inning where you really shouldn't have given up any runs, but 0-2 here to Roberts, and the pitch. Pika gets a strike 3 called. Roberts goes down on strikes again. 3rd time tonight, and that will do it in the bottom of the 5th. Cannons with momentum. We go to the 6th. It's 5-2. Strasburg on top. Anthony Fernandez leads off for the Cannons as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Beautiful night at the ballpark here tonight, and it'll be 3-4-5 in the lineup for the Cannons. First pitch from Daniel Jacobs is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Got some orange skies in the distance. Really weird looking clouds up there. Part of it's because we're looking through a net. 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Kind of makes you think that you've got bad vision looking up there, like your eyes are blurred a little bit. Quickly 0-2 to Fernandez, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to short. And a strike 3. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night for the first out of the 6th inning. Here's Thomas Marsala, the DH. He's 0 for 2. If he continues on with what he's done tonight, Marsala will line out to center field. He has lined out to right and lined out to left. So if you're KJ Jabeth out there in center, you better be ready. Might even want to play in a step or two here. The pitch. Swing and a foul tip held onto by the catcher, Stanson, 0-1. Marsala the batter with eBay on deck. A 1. Inside to the backstop, off the glove of Stanson, 1-1. Got started tonight at 7:03 here on the 18th of June in 2026. Strasburg enters on a 3-game losing streak at 6-7. Purcellville on a 2-game losing streak at 10-4. 1-1. Marsala takes high, 2 balls and a strike. Rest of the North Division, it's a mess right now. You've got Newmarket at 9-5. Then you've got Strasburg 6-7, Winchester 6-8, Front Royal 5-8, Woodstock 5-9. 2-1. Breaking ball misses, 3-1. Three-1 now with eBay waiting on deck. Three-1 right down the middle for a strike. Marsala seems surprised or shaking his head, but that was right there. For him, it was a little bit low because of how tall he is, but still in the strike zone. Payoff pitch coming up here. We'll see if Jacob sticks with his best pitch, which seems to be his fastball. According to the radar gun down below, it was about 92 miles per hour. 3-2. Grounded to first, sharply hit. Brown slides and stops it. Tosses to first. Jacobs covering, and they get the out at first base. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning on a sharply hit ground out as Sam Brown continues to play a heck of a first base. And the pitcher Jacobs covering at the bag. Score at 3-1 for the second out. And here's eBay. Singled to start the madness last half inning. Or last inning, I should say, on the infield single to shortstop. The pitch. eBay takes high, ball 1. eBay out of Stephen F. Alston State. Out of Houston, Texas. 1-0. Breaking ball hit hard to short, takes a wild hop on Roberts. And another hit for eBay on the infield single. Roberts was waiting on it, and it just went flying up into his face. And he couldn't react in time, so eBay has his second hit of the game.
Center fielder, number 24, Seth Williams.
And there's some 2-out noise here from the Cannons. One thing about eBay, and we saw it last year, is he hits the ball hard. Here's Williams. And Seth fouls it back 0-1.
Please return foul balls to the train station. Thank you.
So it feels like we're nearing sweatshirt weather here in this one. next inning or so. 0-1. Slide step, and that's fouled back off the umpire. 1-2. Got a piece of him. And it's now advantage Jacobs here. Daniel has thrown 32 pitches, 22 for strikes. eBay practically no lead at all, nearly standing on first base. 0-2. Breaking ball misses away. Strasburg will have 7, 8, 9 due up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Waldrop, Stanson, and Osting. See if Jacobs can elevate the fastball up and get the swing and miss. 1-2. Goes with the soft stuff again and just staying on it to foul it off is the Purcellville center fielder, Seth Williams. That's low and outside, 2-2. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Looks like we have a little over 100 watching on YouTube right now. Some folks on Facebook as well. Kyle Gutschall with you from First Bank Park in Strasburg. Cannons trailing 5-2, but batting here with eBay jumping around at first. The pitch is low, 3-2, and the runner will be on the move on this pitch. And Express used some of their better high leverage arms last night and needing Jacobs to give him some length here. Payoff pitch coming up. Swing and a high pop-up. That ball is way up there. Osting went back. Now he comes in, but the second baseman, Schwartz, is there to make the catch. And that will do it in the 6th. So the Cannons threaten a little bit, but can't get anything across. And Strasburg holds on to their 5-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th here on the Strasburg Express Baseball Network. Jarrett Ziel Pika back to the mound for another inning of work here for Purcellville, starting the bottom of the 6th. And his first pitch to Waldrop is a strike on the swing, 0-1. It'll be Waldrop, Stanson, and Osting. Tanner 2 RBI single in the 3rd, and he takes that one, skips to the plate, blocked by Seymour, 1-1. Fouled off, 1-2. Well, those clouds that we were looking out at beyond right field have now gone away. Now it's moving to our right and behind us. One-two misses up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strasburg 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Purcellville 2 runs on 3 hits. They've committed 3 errors. Waldrop out of Auburn. Looking to get this inning started here for Strasburg. 2-2, broken back liner, caught out there at second by Bell, and there's 1 out. 1 up, 1 down, and here's the catcher, Andrew Stanson. He's 0 for 2.
Now batting the catcher, number 16, Andrew Stanson.
Pika's done a nice job in relief. Gave up some inherited runs, but none of his own so far. Stanson fouls it off the fist. Into the bleachers, first base side, 0-1. We'll get to some history in the 7th inning on this day, June 18th, in baseball history. Sometimes dating all the way back to the early 1800s. 0-1, and Stanson's hit by a pitch. So a base runner for the Express as Andrew reaches, and it brings Paul Osting to the plate. Osting has batted twice tonight, both in 1 inning. Now, isn't that a weird stat? We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. He's hit twice, but only in 1 inning. 3rd inning. Osting switch hitter. Struck out looking his last time on a questionable call. Big lead at first for Stanson. He does show. Pulls back and takes ball 1. So far the hits tonight for Strasburg. 1 for Brown, 1 for Haywood, 1 for Waldrop, 1 for Osting. For Purcellville, 2 for eBay, and 1 for Seymour. 1-0. And that misses. 2 balls, no strikes. There's some bullpen activity for the Cannons. Looks like the pitcher who just threw the pitch nearly went over the back fence into the shrubbery back there. And a check to first. Stanson back in safely. Strasburg can't afford anybody else getting picked off tonight. Or really for the end of the season, but rest of the season. But fortunately, it seems like every home game there's one. Hitters count here for Paul Osting. And that's in there. Cheddar from Pika, 2-1. One extra base hit tonight for the Cannons, a double by Seymour. Long hold. 2-1 misses outside, 3-1 for Strasburg. Extra bases, they don't have any. With 2 outs, Purcellville 1 for 7, Strasburg 0 for 4. With runners on, Purcellville 0 for 6. But they have the 2 runs thanks to the 2 wild pitches. Check to first, Stanson back in. Three-one, wave and a miss. Got him to go after a pitch off the plate, and the count's full 3-2. Got to expect here, the way Strasburg's been aggressive on the bases, that Stanson will be trying to take off. Just got to hope you don't hit a line drive right at somebody. 3-2 runner does not go, and the pitch is not close. It's ball 4. Another nice plate appearance from Paul Osting out of the 9-hole. He draws the walk.
Center fielder number 19, KJ Jabeth.
And here's KJ Jabeth, the center fielder. KJ has grounded out. He's been hit. He's walked. He has scored a run, and he has been picked off. Cannons are tipping the cap, and that means their arm is ready. And we may have a change here. Really nice outing if it is over for Pika. And again, I say this every year, is at this point you should not be able to make a change. So we'll see if they're going to leave him in there. And they are. They do this in the MLB time to time, even though the rules are very strict where a coach will come out, and it's a little bit different because typically the pitching coach does not make any moves in the MLB or in MLB, Major League Baseball. All right, so they're going to give Pika at least one more hitter here, and KJ batting for the fourth time tonight out of the leadoff spot, the center fielder. And that's in there, strike one. KJ out of Florida Southwestern, 6'2", righty, 195 from Fort Pierce, Florida. Stanson at second, Osting at first. Swing and a miss. All-speed pitch in the dirt, 0-2. Sam Brown, the lefty, on deck. I'm thinking there's probably a left-hander getting loose who will come in for Brown. 0-2. And a swing and a miss. KJ gone on 3 pitches. There are 2 outs.
First baseman, number 25, Sam Brown.
And Pika's going to stay in, so Brown will get to face the right-hander here. Can't tell. It does look like, yeah, I think it's a left-hander getting loose. Need to remove that netting behind the fence, so we can't see behind. The pitch. Brown takes outside, ball 1. Strasburg with 5 runs in the 3rd inning. Purcellville scoring their first runs in the 5th. 5-2 is where we stand here in the 6th. Brown looking for a big knock here. That's in the dirt and away, 2-0. If Brown can get on, which he's been on twice tonight, Marshall McGowan who would come up, who would be looking for his first hit of the game. He's walked twice and grounded out. Hitters count for Brown, and time is called. Seymour calling time. He's going to want the umpire to come out, so they're going to go over the signs here, meaning there will not be a visit charged. Two and 0. And Brown takes again off the plate. 3 balls and no strikes. He's got a really good eye. His plate discipline's been impressive. Now the Cannons have someone down on the warning track waving his hat, showing that the pitcher's ready. So they're really making it clear. Brown takes ball 4 off the plate, and the bases are loaded, and that's going to be it for Pika. So the Express will have another opportunity here. Bases full, 2 outs. We'll tell you about the new hurler right after this. New pitcher, left-hander Kevin Ruff. One here in a big spot. Bases full, 2 outs for Marshall McGowan. 3-run game. McGowan, wave and a miss. Healthy hack, 0-1. Ruff is a 5'9" left-hander from Roman College, South Jersey. 0-1. That's up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike now. McGowan facing the left-hander. They tried to let Pika get out of it and face the lefty Brown, but he walked him. We'll see if that decision comes back to backfire here. 1-1 inside and nearly hitting him. So close. 2-1. Numbers on the year for Ruff. He's got an ERA of 2.70, 3 1/3. He's allowed 5 hits, but only 1 run. He's walked 2 and struck out 4. 2-1, wave and a miss. McGowan just can't catch up. 2-2. Cannons would definitely pick up some momentum here if they can get out of this. Strasburg, they've left men tonight, that's for sure. Left men on. 2 in the first, 2 in the third. 2-2 from Ruff. Swing and a pop-up. Williams coming in, back is Bell, and making the catch. 3 more stranded for Strasburg, and we go to the 7th in a 3-run game.
Third baseman, number 5, Eric Martinez.
We go to the top of the 7th. Final line for Pika. He goes 3 2/3 for Purcellville, allows just 1 hit, no runs. He walked 4, struck out 6. 7, 8, 9, Martinez, Seymour, and Bell due up for Purcellville. Here in the top of the 7th, the first pitch misses, ball 1. We'll get to some history here in this
Donuts, 7-1,
7th inning.
3-6-3. Red ticket, 7-1-2-4, 3-6-3.
One 0. That's in there. Martinez is 0 for 1 tonight. Walked his last time up and scored. Daniel Jacobs back to the mound again. Another inning of work. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Pitch there from Jacobs. And he's ahead of Martinez here, 1 and 2. 1-2, wave and a miss. Got Martinez to chase the fastball up the ladder. And a quick punch out to start the 7th inning.
The catcher, number 12, Clint Seymour.
Here's Clint Seymour, the catcher. Today, history in 1938 on this day, June 18th. Babe Ruth signs a contract to coach with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Pitches a swing and a miss. The Babe donned a Dodger uniform the next day, entertained observers with a batting demonstration, and worked with the third base coaching box. Coached over at third base for the Dodgers on this day in 1938. 0-1. That's away. 1-1. Coming up to Clint Seymour. Double and a walk. And that's lined to short. Leaping and making the catch out there is Baylor Roberts. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the 7th for the 9-hole hitter and second baseman Andrew Bell.
Second baseman, number 13, Andrew Bell.
Today in 1950, in the nightcap of a doubleheader, the Cleveland Indians scored 14 runs in the first inning for an American League record as they trounced the Philadelphia Athletics 21-2. And Bell takes a ball in the dirt. One O's in the dirt again. Today in 1962, Hank Aaron hits only the 3rd home run to reach the center field bleachers at the Polo Grounds. The feat comes only one day after Lou Brock had been the 2nd to accomplish it on this day in 1962. Two O's up and in, 3-0. Today in 1967, Astros pitcher Don Wilson tosses the first of 2 career no-hitters. He beat the Braves and Phil Niekro 2-0, faced 30 batters and struck out 15 of them. 3-0 now to Andrew Bell, and that's down the chute. Well, here's one I remember from last year. 1971, the Brewers hosted their 10-cent beer night. The incident promotion didn't go without incident. "3-1", and that's in there for a strike, and Jacobs has brought it back now to 3-2. From 3-0 to 3-2, Jacobs looking to go 1-2-3. And a swing and a foul back. At bat will continue. Today in 1979, Billy Martin returned to the dugout to manage the Yankees for the 2nd of many times, being named to replace Bob Lemon, the skipper who replaced him last season and led the team to a world championship. Martin at the helm for 95 games. The team won 55 of those. 3-2, chopper to short. Roberts is going to have to wait on it. And he's going to throw high, but Brown there to make the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning for Strasburg in the top of the 7th. It's time to stretch. Strasburg leading Purcellville 5-2. Seventh inning stretch is complete. Strasburg looking for some hits here. They have just 4 tonight. Caden Haywood leads off and takes ball 1. It'll be 4, 5, 6. Haywood, Schwartz, and Roberts. The Express have left 7 men on base so far, and in a game like this, it can be very important down the stretch. 1-0 from Ruff, and that's fouled away. Get to some more baseball history here in this 7th inning. Strasburg trying to add on to their lead a little bit. 1-1 called a strike. Today in the year 2000, Mike Lansing of the Rockies hits for the cycle in a 19-2 win over the Diamondbacks, getting one of the 4 hits in each of the first 4 innings. 1 and 2 misses. It's believed to be the quickest cycle in Major League history, as the game is not even official by the time it's completed. 2-2 now to Haywood. And that is lined to second. Gravy hop there for Bell. Easy throw to first. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 up, 1 down, and here's the second baseman, Colton Schwartz. Today in 2001, citing he wants to spend more time with his family, Orioles legend Cal Ripken Jr. announces he will retire at the end of the season. 2-time MVP, best remembered for his streak of playing in 2,632 consecutive games. Pitch is swung on and hit in the air to left, but right there to Acevedo, and there are 2 outs. 2 quick outs now here for Strasburg. Here comes Bailey Roberts, the shortstop.
Shortstop, number 9, Baylor Roberts.
Today in 2002, Luis Castillo of the Marlins ties Rogers Hornsby's 80-year-old record for the longest hitting streak by a second baseman. 33 games in a row on this day in 2002. Roberts 0 for 3. That's fouled off. Today in 2007, former Valley Leaguer Sam Perlazzo is fired as manager of the Baltimore Orioles. I met Perlazzo when I was doing the All-Star game 5 or 6 years ago in Harrisonburg. Very nice guy. That pitch misses. Perlazzo went to George Washington University. One, 2. That's high, 2-2. Two with 2 outs to Bailey Roberts, and that's in the dirt, 3-2. Today in 2002, the knuckleballer R.A. Dickey threw his second consecutive one-hitter and beating the Orioles 5-0. Also today in 2012, Aaron Hill hit for the cycle for the Diamondbacks. 3-2 to Roberts, fouled away, and Baylor keeping this plate appearance alive. We'll see at least another pitch. Today in 2014, Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers threw the second no-hitter of the year, shutting out the Rockies 8-0. rough deals, and that's fouled away. But Baylor is making him work here in the bottom of the 7th.
To the train station. Thank you.
Final history note today, 2025. We'll get to it in a second. 3-2 is a strike 3 called, and Roberts down on strikes again. Today in 2025, trailing 8-0 in the 3rd. The Rays pulled off a great comeback, scoring 12 unanswered runs to take down the Orioles 12-8. The Rays, who tied a record for biggest deficit erased in franchise history, I should say. 5-2 Strasburg as we go to the 8th. Jacobs back to the mound once again. We'll be back after this. Five to 2 Express as we go to the top of the 8th inning, and the Cannons send up the top of their lineup. 1, 2, 3. Ethan Acevedo, Shintaro Inoue, and Anthony Fernandez as Daniel Jacobs comes back to the mound for another inning of work, and his first pitch is swung on and fouled back 0-1.
Down there. Should be a total of
0-1.
nine.
That's cued foul off the end of the bat. 0-2 and right through the wickets of Ridge Fuller, third baseline. That'll be an EC on number 3. Oh-2. And that is grounded softly to third. Waldrop fields, and he throws across the diamond for the first out here in the top of the 8th inning. I think that's the first ground ball to third base. I know we saw one in the hole over there, but there's not been a lot of action on the left side, especially to third tonight.
Shortstop, number 11, Shintaro Inoue.
One out, and here's Shintaro Inoue. And again, I say it every time, he's a tough out. And the scary thing is now he's 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out swinging last time up. Wyatt Shelley started for Strasburg and went the first 4+. Inoue takes a strike. The tide really turned in that 5th inning on a close 3-2 pitch from Shelley that was not called strike 3. And then some wild pitches followed, and that didn't help matters. That was from Jacobs, 0-1. That's in the dirt, 1-1. One is chopped to first base side. Inoue's not running, so it's a foul ball. He got hit in the box. And you know he got hit in the box because typically he is hustling down the line. I was expecting him to come booking it out of the batter's box, but went off of him. So now 1-2 to Shintaro. Typically when you miss or when you're pitching against him, it seems like you want to try to get the ball up. He likes to swing at the ball down. He can kind of flick it around. And there it is. Fastball down a little bit, and he gets a piece, and we'll do it again at 1-2. Very good defensive shortstop. Doesn't have a lot of power, but he's got the ability to spray the ball around the ballpark. Jacobs, the righty. 60th pitch of the outing is popped up into center, and that's going to be down for a base hit. And he finally gets his first hit on a jam single to center. And now Speed is on first base with one out, and here comes the three-hitter Fernandez with Marsala following. This is not the part of the lineup where you want to start giving up hits, but again, Jacobs is – the impressive thing is Jacobs has thrown 59 pitches, and 40 of them have been strikes, the pitch. And a delayed steal, and Inouye is going to be there easily. So Inouye with another stolen base, adding to his season total. I don't think he's even been thrown out yet. At least he hadn't been as of the other day. Yeah, Inouye, that pitch is to the backstop, and now he's at third. Inouye is now 18 for 18 in stolen bases. So now 2 balls and no strikes to Fernandez, who is 0 for 3. And a wave and a miss. Saw Fernandez strike out on 3 pitches last time. He was tardy on the fastballs and gets blown by there. 2-1. Both teams with 4 hits apiece here tonight. Now a runner at third with 1 out. That's in the dirt to the backstop. Inouye thought about coming, but he's going to hold. 3-1. Marsala on deck, and then Josh Ebay. Jacob sets and delivers. Fouled back. That was a big hack. Fastball up. Might have been a little bit above the zone. 3-2. Now what do you do? Do you try to be aggressive and go at him with the fastball, or do you try to get him to get himself out, and if you put him on, you set up the force? 3-2. And it's fouled back. Looks like he took something off of that one there. Maybe be a change-up. Again, I don't want to speed his bat up. Throwing him all-speed pitch over the plate. Fernandez does have power. We saw it last season. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Has a home run so far this year. 3-2, grounded to second. That'll get the job done. A run scores. They get the out at first. It's a 2-run game. RBI ground out for Fernandez, and it's 5-3, Strasburg. So stolen base, then the wild pitch, and the RBI ground out.
The DH, number 31, Thomas Marsala.
So 2 outs now for Marsala, and if you're Strasburg, you'd love to face eBay in the 9th inning with nobody on, instead of being potentially the tying run if Marsala can get on. The pitch. Breaking ball, called strike, gets ahead 0-1. Now 67 pitches for Jacobs in relief, 45 for strikes. Pretty solid ratio there. 0-1. Grounded to right side. Schwartz, Fields, first baseman's not there, but covering is the pitcher, Jacobs, who holds on to the bag in time. I think Brown slipped over down there, but Jacobs does a nice job fielding the position. And a not-so-usual 4-1 put out there. And that will do it here in the top of the 8th inning. A run scores. Purcellville gets a little bit closer, but we go to the bottom of the 8th. Strasburg clinging to a 5-3 lead. First pitch swinging and reaching first. And out at first is Waldrop. Waldrop called out at first. Collision over there with eBay and Waldrop. And the first out on the first pitch. Score at 3 unassisted as Waldrop is the first out of the 8th inning. Bang, bang play. Some up here thought he was safe, but he's called out. Here's Stanson. He's 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch last time. Pitch is in there for a strike. New pitcher is the right-hander Logan Newcomb. Newcomb out of Coastal Carolina from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Swing and a miss, quickly 0-2. So Strasburg has drawn 7 walks tonight, and on the other side, Purcellville, they have drawn 3. And all 3 of those walks came in the same inning. Swinging a sharply hit ground ball to short and away. Makes it look too easy out there, 2 outs. So the Express looking like they're going down quietly again. And again, what we've seen this year, holding true tonight, the Express score in 1 inning per night. That's been the case tonight, last night, the night before. And the night before that, they scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and then that was it. Here's Paul Osting. That misses 1-0. Cannons will have 5, 6, 7 due up in the top of the 9th inning. 1-0. Osting takes inside. It went to the backstop. 2-0. Numbers on the year for Logan Newcomb. This is his 2nd outing. He's gone an inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Two balls, no strikes to Osting. Swing and a miss. Tried to hold up and he couldn't. 2-1. That's high, 3-1. Top of the lineup would be next if Osting can get on here. And Newcomb walks him. Osting on again. 3rd time tonight. He has had some really good plate appearances, especially out of the 9-hole. And here's KJ Jabeth, the center fielder. He is 0 for 2. He has struck out, grounded out. He's also been hit by a pitch, walked, and scored a run. KJ takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. That skips past the catcher, and moving to second on the wild pitch is Osting. One to KJ. Runner going to third, and the ball is swung on and driven to deep right field. KJ Jabeth pimping what he thought was a home run, and the ball is caught at the right field fence. Jabeth was pimping it, throwing his bat and yelling at the dugout like he thought he hit it out, but it stays in the park as it's caught at the wall, and that will do it in the bottom of the 8th. 5-3 the score as we go to the 9th. Five to 3 Strasburg. We go to the 9th, and Davis Rivers comes in to try to lock down the save here in the 9th inning, and he'll face his former summer teammate Josh eBay to lead off. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. So Daniel Jacobs is through. Heck of an effort for him tonight, going 4 innings in relief, allowing just 1 run. Walked 1, struck out 4. eBay is 2 for 3 tonight, and he fouls it off. He's behind 0-2. To eBay. And a breaking ball. Not a bad pitch. eBay spit on it, and now it's 1-2. Rivers out of Wofford from Columbia, South Carolina. Ball and 2 strikes to eBay. And a liner to right. It's a base hit. eBay is 3 for 4 in his return to Strasburg, and the tying run is up the bat with nobody out here in the 9th.
Center fielder number 24, Seth Williams.
So the tying run on with nobody, or tying run at the plate here, Seth Williams. And that misses, ball 1. Had eBay down 0-2, but he gets on, scorching the ball on a line. 1-0's in the dirt, and runners trying for second. The throw is bad. It's offline. Should have been out at second by a mile, but it's overthrown. Backing it up is Schwartz. And here comes Phil Betterly out to talk to Davis Rivers. So and the Express are going to the bullpen. So Rivers is done right there with the tying run at the plate and a 2-0 count. And we'll tell you about the new pitcher after this. All right, new pitcher. Noah LaFine taking over now. In a 2-0 count, tying run at the plate, Seth Williams from West Virginia. Swing and a pop-up. Waldrop giving it a look. It's out of play, 2-1. So Rivers faces a batter and a half. Goes out in a 2-0 count on the second hitter after giving up a base hit to eBay. So he does not record an out. Run at second is his responsibility. LaFine from VMI. 2-1. 3-1. Eric Martinez, the third baseman, on deck. And if Williams gets on here, Martinez will likely be squaring around trying to bunt the runners over. 3-1. And ball 4.
Third baseman, number 5, Eric Martinez.
So that sets things up here for the Cannons. Martinez is 0 for 2. He's walked back in the 5th inning. First and second, nobody out. Express playing in, expecting a possible bunt. He's going to show. He's going to pull back and swing away and foul it off, 0-1. A single after having eBay behind 0-2, and then a walk to Williams. Eric Martinez, the batter. And now looks like Brett Fuller's making a move here. Mid-count, 0-1. He's going to come out and get a pinch runner to come into the game. Number 9 is going to take over and run for eBay. So eBay's night is finished.
Now running to second base, number 9, Merkel Turner.
So Merkel Turner out of Long Beach State will run at second. 0-1 the count, showing bunt again is Martinez. First baseman coming in, he pulls back again and swings and drives it in the center. Jabeth going back, he comes in and makes the catch, fires into third. Oh my, what a throw. And there's one out here in the top of the 9th inning. So Martinez, Purcellville was trying to be aggressive and swing away instead of bunting, and now they get the first out as Jabeth shows off his cannon in center field with a throw right on the money at third. All right, one down, and here's the tough catcher, Clint Seymour, batting in the 8th spot. He has doubled, walked, and lined out to short tonight. LaFine sets and delivers. Swing and a chopper back to the mound. Play's going to be at first. Underhand toss just in time. There are 2 outs. LaFine couldn't get there. And the tying run moves into second with 2 outs now for the 9-hitter. Nope, we're going to have a pinch hitter. 55 is going to come in here. It'll be lifting Andrew Bell here in this 2-out 9th inning spot. And here comes the first pitch. McLeod, the batter.
Batter's number 55, James McLeod.
The batter is Jatniel McLeod. 0-1 from LaFine. That's low, 1-1. McLeod out of Amarillo Community College. Hails from Puerto Rico. 1-1. And that misses 2-1. That pitch was there earlier, but not right now. 2 balls, 1 strike in a 5-3 game here in the top of the 9th inning. Noah LaFine against McLeod here. The pitch. Swing and a high fly to left field, backing Haywood up. He reaches up and makes the catch at the wall, and that will do it. Looked like off the bat, McLeod may have given the Cannons the lead, but dying at the wall as Haywood makes the catch, and this ball game is over. Strasburg holds on to win it by a final score of 5-3. McLeod, oh so close to being a hero here in the 9th inning for Purcellville, but it just stays in the park, even here in Strasburg. Daniel Jacobs gets the win tonight. The loss goes to Ryan Rushing, and the save for Noah LaFine. We got started tonight at 7:03, and we wrap up tonight at 9:52. The Express end their 3-game losing streak, get their record back up to 7-7. Meanwhile, the Cannons have now lost 3 in a row. They fall to 10-5 on the season. Well, another very close one here at First Bank Park. Strasburg just good enough again. They end up getting out hit 5-4. But with 2 outs in the 9th inning on a deep fly ball to left field, the ball just stayed in the ballpark. And Strasburg holds on to win it by a final score of 5-3. Strasburg 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Purcellville 3 runs on 5 hits. They committed 3 errors. Time of the game tonight, 2 hours and 49 minutes. Again, the winning pitcher, Daniel Jacobs, he goes 4 innings, 2 hits, a run, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Heck of a performance from him. The loser is Ryan Rushing. He gave up 5 runs over 2+ innings. And the save goes to Noah LaFine as LaFine goes an inning, walks a man, and picks up the save here tonight. Strasburg is on the road tomorrow night at Front Royal. They've got to complete the 10th inning game, the 10-10 suspended game from here last weekend. So they'll finish that game starting at 6 o'clock, and then they will play the regularly scheduled ball game at 7 o'clock against the Front Royal Cardinals. So check out the Royal Examiner on YouTube as the Express and Cardinals will play the completion of game 1 at 6 and then the regular game at 7. And then looking ahead, we will be back here on Saturday night as the Express will host their rivals from Woodstock, the Woodstock River Bandits. That'll be a 6 o'clock start. Thank you for joining us tonight from First Bank Park in Strasburg. The Express hold on for dear life and knock off the Cannons 5-3. Strasburg is now 7-7. Purcellville falls to 10-5. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you again on Saturday night from First Bank Park in Strasburg. This is Kyle Gutschall signing off for the 2026 Strasburg Express and the Valley Baseball League.